Hey folks, so yeah, it was actually a pretty good week this week. Not personally, because some of you who are subscribed to my Instagram and Facebook groups of the stores probably read that, yeah, I had to go in for emergency surgery on Tuesday because kidney stone had blocked my kidney, and they're afraid that I was going to lose it. So yeah, Tuesday was not fun. The rest of the week wasn't fun. But you know what? By Saturday, I was feeling a lot better. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to garage sale. Kidneys be damned. So I did. I actually have two videos this week because on Sunday I also went to the Woodstock Nostalgia Show and got a lot of great paper, some more really good vintage toys, including Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica. But that'll be in a video probably not tomorrow, but sometime this week later on. But for now, we're just going to go over Saturday's garage sales because it was pretty good. The weather was nice, and it was just nice to get out of the house and not be stuck around in pain for pretty much the whole week. I don't recommend kidney stones to anyone, by the way. So look them up, do your own research, and read what foods to avoid. I'll let you cover that. But here we go. First thing I came across was this really nice mid-century modern tulip style table. It's obviously been done in the style of Eero Saarinen. Yeah, he did the tulip chairs and tables and side tables for Knoll. This one had the only identifying mark on it is a made in Canada sticker, and so it was probably, as you say, a knockoff, but it's actually a fairly elegant one. You can see by the thing there that the way they're screwed in right there. It tells you it's definitely not Knoll. They didn't use screws like that directly into it, but it is a nice reproduction, and for the people who can't afford the hundreds, if not thousands, for the marble top side table. It's actually closer to hundreds. Vintage pieces. This is a nice alternative. Not sure what I'm going to put it at in the store, but couldn't leave it behind. I think it was, I think she was asking $40. I can't remember, but it was nice, and so I decided to pick it up. So yeah, that was the first thing that I came across. The next thing actually was, oh yeah, I got a bunch of PSP games, so vintage video games. Now these, they were only 50 cents a piece, and they're going to probably end up going up on eBay. And most of them aren't very much money. The PSP system wasn't super popular, but there are some nicer pieces in there. There's actually videos, because you could play videos on the PSA. So the Viva La Bam, that's a SmackDown wrestling game, a couple others. Most of these are in the 10, around that, maybe 15, 20 now. This one, Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars, actually sells for quite a bit more. And if you haven't seen what the PSP games look like, it's just this little disc that went in there. This one has all the paperwork with it, which is really nice, and that'll probably end up going on eBay for somewhere near, I'd say, between $30 and $40. It's in nice shape and has all the paperwork. So, at 50 cents a piece, I just bought them all. I don't think it cost me more than $5 for that stack. So you can't go wrong buying those things because, there's what, $100 and something worth of stuff there. So yeah, don't sleep on that kind of thing. The next thing that I went to, this was, I started looking at them. First, I went to, it's at the same garage sale. It was a younger lady, and I think she just wanted to clear out all her stuff. Because I walked up to a table, and she's like, anything on there's $1. And I'm like, great. So I grabbed these little vintage advertising ashtrays. This one's for British American Brewery Company, Carson City, Cactus Jacks. These are ashtrays from, different location hotels. This one's for a steamship line, old Holiday Inn ones. Again, not huge money, 10 to 20 bucks a piece max on these, but worth picking up just because there are people who do collect them. They're super cool, and some of them can go into the hundreds of dollars. It depends on what it is, obviously, and you might not think something because it's local to you is worth something, but somebody else further away might. So there are, especially for this price, because I brought them up to her and I said, okay, $5. She's like, no, it's $1. Just anything you want to take off that table all of it is $1. And I was like, okay, clearly she just wanted to clear it. Unfortunately, she didn't have much else, but I walked up to another table and she had this box, and I was looking at the Evil Dead. I don't usually deal in PC games, but PC games, sealed ones especially, can bring a lot of money. So I suggest going onto eBay, educating yourself about it, because it can be a lot of money, and they do pop up. You could just happen to find, old store stock, and they can bring in hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Just type in, PC computer game, a vintage PC computer game, and then just sort from most valuable to least, and you can get an idea of where you're looking at there. None of these are huge money, but again, I was looking at the box, and she's like, $1. I'm like, I'm not, I might, not that interested really. And she's like, no, it's $1 for the whole box. I'm like, well, you know what? You got to buy it at $1 for the whole box. So yeah, again, another great one. This drive thing alone on there is selling for $15. So the other ones, I don't know. I haven't really done much in the way of research. I don't think there's any big winners in here. But it's kind of, worth picking up at $1. What else you can do with $1? Not much these days, especially with inflation. Where are we at? Oh, this was a good find. I got this and that Carlsberg sign, which we'll deal with in a second, at the same garage sale. This one was a little disappointing. Normally I would have been ecstatic, but then the lady who was there said her husband had a toy sale the week before, and these were some things they forgot to put out. And it is the R2-D2 partially built with 1979 or 78. It's yellowed a little bit. I actually have a near perfect built one of these. So having the box and the thing, it was $10. For a vintage toy this age, it's worth, for me anyways, to get just just a display piece to put the toy in front of it. There you go. So for $10, that was, a good deal. But she did tell me that there was a lot more Star Wars stuff that they sold in a sale 2 weeks previous that I had never heard about. And she told me there was tons of like sealed Star Wars Hot Wheels. I don't know if it was all vintage or whatever, but yeah, that kind of took the wind out of my sails. But I picked up this Carlsberg sign. It's a larger sign. I'm not 100% what it's made out of. I think it's just pressed styrofoam, I think, or injected foam of some kind. Been made to look like carved wood. It's a handsome sign, look great in somebody's bar. And again, I think she had $5 on that. So again, kind of thing, probably stick it in the store for 40, 45 type thing. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. I got to do some research on that. But again, another thing worth picking up. And my favorite find of the day, again, as you all know, I love my records. Sorry, I took these for the thumbnail picture and I didn't put them back. And what I tend to do at almost every sale I go to is ask, hey, do you have any old vinyl records? And in this case, they didn't have any out. And the lady said, I do. I have a box. And so we went off, and she said, go through there. And I did. I picked out probably a good 25 different records. This is my favorite one out of them. It'll go into my collection. It's a mono copy, a king size, the Canadian pressing. I actually don't have it. It's on the Pi label. But the rest of these are, just bread and butter type stuff. Nice early copy of the Stones, mono Stones. Now, the best thing out of here actually would be, these Lord of the Ring ones are okay on its own. But somewhere in here, there it is. I've got Tolkien Reads and Sings Lord of the Rings, and it's still sealed. Like anything else, vintage sealed stuff just commands higher prices. So again, nice pickup there. And I didn't have to pay too much. I think it was like $4 or $5 a record, not even. There's nothing other than that one super stupendous in there. I think Songs of Canada, Folkways. I love the old Folkways records, but just the basic bread and butter stuff. Copy of Rumors, the newspaper sleeve, thick as a brick. And I think somewhere in here, one of my favorite albums of all time, Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life. So yeah, always the lesson there again is always ask. I usually give them a list of stuff I collect, and then generally, 70% of the time they always just say no, sorry, or every so often you luck out and you get a bunch. And the nice thing about it is you're the only one to get them. I don't normally deal in stuffies, but these are vintage Smurfs, and they have Smurfette has her dress, and this guy has the greatest Smurf jersey, so that kind of swayed me. Also, when I walked over to it, the lady was like, you can have them all for $2, I think it was, and I was like, well, you know what, even if I lot them together, there's got to be $25 worth of Smurfs there, which just sounds weird saying. And again, this was another one of these garage sales that I missed out on because they had it the day before, and it was actually at the Woodstock show on Sunday, and I went to it first. And I'd missed out on some records. She said they had a lot of that, and a whole bunch of, not antique, but post-war Canadian honey tins. Now those things sell for anywhere between $25 to $40 a piece. She had one left. That's how I knew, because I said, hey, do you have anything else like this? And she said, oh, no, we just found that one, forgot about it. We had 2 boxes of them, and one guy bought them all yesterday. So yeah, that, again, little bit of heartbreak. And just a Parker yo-yo. It's an older one, but not a huge amount of money or anything like that, but people do collect yo-yos. So yeah, I think it was like $3 for that there, and she threw that in as well, which is needs a good cleaning, but it's a spun aluminum mid-century ice bucket with the thing. Nice little form. It'll clean up well, and people are always looking for ice buckets and ice buckets. I think that is it. Yeah, it was just a quick one. I've got another one again for the Woodstock Nostalgia show that I went to. If you guys could just, I'm going to put links to the store page and links to the Instagram page. If you guys want to join those, that would be awesome. You can see what goes on in the store. I'm really glad to be back opening again in the store. You don't realize sort of how much you miss it when you don't have it. But yeah, I hope you all have a good week. I hope none of you ever get kidney stones, because it is an absolute painful, uncomfortable nightmare. And if you guys want to like and subscribe, or if you have any friends that are into this kind of stuff, if you could maybe pass the links on to them to join and subscribe, that would be awesome too. We hit 150 this week. Yay. I'm pretty impressed with that, honestly. And I can't thank you all enough for supporting my little channel here. All right. Have a good week.